Hello, welcome to Falcon Weekly here on BGSUFalcons.com. I'm Evan Pidnick, joined by the head coach of the Bowling Green Falcons, Chris Bergeron. And Coach, first of all, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
It was a fun weekend, I think, here at the Slater Family Ice Arena with the Falcons sweeping the Ferris State Bulldogs Friday night and Saturday night. What did you take out of the weekend? Let's start Friday night.
Well, I really like Friday night. You know, it's 6-1 going to the third. I don't know if you can script it any better than that. I liked our penalty kill early in the game. I liked our start, and I loved our second period. There was parts, 6 or 7 or 8 minutes to go in the game. I thought we got a little loose with the puck, but that's what happens. These are young people, and their team is proud and knew it was a series, and they're pushing really hard, and our guys have got their foot off the gas because it's a 5-goal lead. But all in all, those are the areas that stand out to me. The second period and our penalty kill, because in the first period we got ourselves into some penalty problems, and our kill got us out of them.
Well, the penalty kill as of this weekend, 5 for 10, doesn't really get better than that.
No, well, I mean, we gave up a power play goal each night, but I can tell you that I think our kill was good, and I think they were 1 for 6 on Friday, and that included a 5-minute major and a 5-on-3, and that's something that we've got to clean up. Our discipline over the past, for me, 6-8 weeks has not been good enough, and it's guys putting themselves in front of the team and really making poor decisions and then putting the team in a tough spot. But we found a way, and they scored the first minute. The one goal they scored on Friday was in the first minute of the 5-minute major, so that could have went sideways quickly, but our guys gathered themselves. And then not only did we kill three solid minutes there, then we took a penalty with 54 seconds to go on the 5-on-3 or the 5-minute major, and to put us down 5-on-3. So we were able to kill that. So I thought the penalty kill, all in all, and it has been over the last, as long as our discipline's just been okay, our penalty kill's been pretty good. That's just not a reason to take penalties, but it's something that it's nice to know that our penalty kill is on the same page. Overall, I don't think our percentage is where I want it to be over the course of the year, but I think we're killing penalties at a pretty good rate right now. And this is a good time of year to do that.
And I misspoke before. 5 for 10 was the Falcons on the power play this weekend.
Yeah.
So I want to correct that.
Yeah.
What did you think of the power play this weekend?
I thought our power play was great. Obviously, you score one on Friday, and the one we scored on Friday I thought was a big goal at the time. And Saturday, one of the first power play goal we scored made it 2-0. I thought Dufour and Merce made a great play 4-on-3 and got rewarded for it. And then, we're down 3-2. They take a 5-minute major, and the power play takes over. And that's what you expect from your power play. The first 3.5 minutes of that power play were not very good. But the last minute and a half were pretty darn good. We were able to score 2 goals, and then ultimately Tyler Speech's empty net goal was power play as well. And that's what you expect from your power play, is to take advantage of those opportunities, especially in the playoffs when you're in these short series. So I thought all in all the special teams were pretty good, and the way we graded out is we won the special teams battle both nights. And going into the series, we talked about goaltending and special teams, and I think we were on the positive side of both those areas.
Goaltending, what'd you like from Chris Nell?
I liked everything. I thought he played well. The one goal on Saturday was a power play goal that they had chaos in front of our net and people, and they good on them. And the 3 goals on Saturday, one was a power play goal, the back door. One was kind of a fluky goal that made it 3-2, and the first one was just a really poor play by one of our young players through the neutral zone that put Chris and the defense in a really tough spot. And Ferris State, like good teams do, took advantage of it, and almost a puck that he had no chance on. So I think he's on top of his game. He looks confident. I know he feels confident. That's a good spot to be in for us when arguably your best player is on top of his game.
We mentioned the 3-2 lead for Ferris State on Saturday night. And you know how playoffs are. They can change in a matter of 2 minutes. And we saw that Saturday night with the Falcons being down 3-2. And then what changed? What was the emotion on the bench after going down 3-2 and knowing that the team was still in it?
Well, it changed a couple of times as far as I'm concerned. At 2-0, they're pushing real hard, but it's a one game to 0 lead for us and a 2-0 lead, and everything's fine. We're not in cruise control, but everything's fine. And then we make a really poor play through the neutral zone, ends up in our net. So over the course of the next 12 minutes, they pushed extremely hard, and on the end of that was a 3-2 lead for them. Now with the third goal came a long review, and that process kind of stopped that momentum. and got our guys on the same page, got our guys talking to each other, got our guys saying there's 7.5 minutes left. We got plenty of time to go win this thing. Now, over the course of the next 5 minutes, we didn't do much. It was kind of a ho-hum 5-minute stretch for us. They make a tough decision and get a call against them for a major. And that obviously turned the tables pretty quickly, and we were able to take advantage of that. But it wasn't just one change; it was 2 or 3 changes in a 12, 15-minute span. That we were on the good side and the bad side. And you have to rely on your older players. You have to rely on their experience, that they've been through it before, and they have to tell the younger guys that. From a coaching standpoint, we'll continue to talk about every play matters. We'll continue to talk about discipline. But ultimately, not getting yourself too high and too low during those momentum shifts is the key.
You mentioned the seniors taking hold of the team here, and that's really been the case over the past month.
It really is. I mean, Sean's probably been the most consistent senior we have, and other than that, we've been asking for more, especially from those forwards. And Dufour is the player of the week last week. Polkamp's the player of the week this week. Mercier had a bunch of points over the course of the last 2 weekends. That's what we're looking for. We want the details of their game to be right, the defending to be right, and their effort to be right. But when they're producing as much as they've been producing over the last 4 games, in particular, 5 games, the Mercyhurst game too, that's what you want from those guys, and that gives you confidence. It gives you obviously an opportunity to win every night. And I'll say again that your team will go as far as your seniors take you, and I like the way our seniors are playing at this point.
Now heading into round 2 this weekend on the road at Bemidji State, a difficult opponent. They won the McNaughton Cup this year. How do you go about seeing the Beavers?
Well, they're a difficult opponent. There's no doubt about it. That's where you start. We've played in Bemidji 4 times the last 18 months. We've played them 5 times here over the last 18 months, including a playoff series. Like Ferris State, I don't think it's going to be much unknown about either team. They know a bunch about us. We know a bunch about them. We're going to have to manage the puck better than we've managed it before against them. We're going to have to find a way to spend more time in the offensive zone than we have. The 4 games we played them so far this year, we just haven't spent enough time in their zone, and that's a 100% attribute to them, whether it's their defending or they're exiting the zone breakouts, whatever you want to call it. They've been really strong against us. And then the opportunities we do get, Michael Bitzer's arguably the best goalie in the country, just based on numbers alone. So it's a really difficult challenge. Obviously, last year the nod came to us because we were playing at home. We were able to work through a tough 3-game series win last year. This year they've earned home ice based on a great regular season, and we're going to have to take it on the road. Now, our program, since we've been here, we've taken it on the road and won some playoff series. Not this group or nobody from this group, but our program has done that, and it's going to talk about a full commitment by everyone in the lineup. It's going to in a game plan. It's going to talk about the best version of the individual, so then we can get the best version of the collective. No different than what we're looking for any other time. What is different is this is the best team in our league, and the regular season they've proven that. So it makes your margin for error pretty small. And I do think, again, Evan, it's going to come down to goaltending, which is a pretty tight matchup with Bitzer and Nell, and special teams, which they're really good in both. We're going to have to be disciplined with our actions. We're going to have to take advantage of power plays, and we're going to have to kill penalties when we have to. And I don't want to oversimplify because there's going to be more than that, but those are 2 key areas going into the weekend.
This team has won 7 straight first-round series. How special is that for you?
Well, it's pretty special. I put it in the same breath as hosting the last 4 years in a row. It talks about consistency. It talks about a program that you know what you're going to get from Bowling Green. The only thing about that stretch I don't like is that we haven't won a championship, and there's still one to be had. We're still playing for one this year. But other than that, I'm really proud on behalf of all of us and all the people that have been through it, proud of that accomplishment of winning a playoff series, if not 2, every year in the last 7. And that includes a bunch on the road, at least 4, I think, on the road. And hosting the last 4 years in a row. I think those are signs of consistency, and that's what we want to be.
Well, the Falcons and Beavers on the road this weekend are the Falcons at Bemidji Friday night and Saturday night, 8:07 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Sunday, if necessary, Game 3, 6:07. Coach, appreciate the time and best luck this weekend.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.